Thank you. Nails. Can I tell you this stuff is orchestrated, right? You got 3 buses. When have you seen 3 buses in all the videos that I've done? All right, and then look at where she stops, right? And as soon as I get off the bus, there's a woman sitting there. As soon as she sees me, she starts like looking at her nails. Let me look at my nails too. Hold up. What? Hold up. Let me see. Yeah, let me show you guys my nails too. All right, there you go. Because I know they look at my video, so this is a message for them too. Whatever message they're trying to send, I'm gonna send the same message back to them. Oh yeah, right? In the coercive persuasion program, it's about control, manipulation, deception, and they use coercive means, psychological means, right? Covert drugging, honey trap, anything that they can do, this cult, to entrap you, right? And these cults will also engage in extortion. I talk about that, the use of women, right? Whenever you see my videos, when I talk about destructive cults and using women, I give you guys a description of what these destructive cults do. How women, because women are the biggest cult members in America, right? More women are in cults than men, right? Now, when you go and you do a Google search, strictly using AI is going to tell you that there is no evidence to show that women are the biggest members, the largest member of cult group in America, right? But then when you go and you look at the percentage of people who are in cults, women far suppress men in terms of the amount of women that are cult members than the amount of men that are cult members, you know? So again, if you don't do, you can't just rely on AI to give you the truth, because you got to remember that the people who, even though they use the public to train AI, they can go in and they can alter things, right? Like when when AI was saying Jesus was black, of all the information that it had gathered that Jesus was a black man, they changed it, right? They went and they changed it. So that should tell you that even AI is still, they still can manipulate it in such a way that it's not going to give you a truthful answer. It may omit certain things, right? It may even lie to you about certain things. So you need to go outside of that and do your own research also. It's important that you understand that. Okay? So one of the things that, again, that they do in a coercive persuasion program is not only do they use women, men, the manipulation of children, right, the elderly, right, and with the technology that they have, that many people don't understand and don't know, they can manipulate not only us but also animals, for example, and I've shown this as an example. The red. Where's the other red car? Oh, there you go, right there. See that? Patterns of threes, man. Patterns of threes. Okay. So with Pam, like I said, she's impossible, and I'm not putting up with that shit. I'm tired of this shit. I keep telling her, I said, look, I try to help you, but you just don't want to listen, right? And every time I try to help you, you tell me, oh, I'm doing, this or that and such and such. You always look at it as a negative. Now that whatever is going on, you talk about you need help. You don't need no damn help, particularly because you're lying to me. So she's like, my body hurts and my body, and I'm like, hold up. The other night, was it yesterday? Yesterday, right? She went and she got a massage. But you still complain about your shoulders today? Did you really go get a massage? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta lie to me. And I keep telling her, when you do stuff like that, you are showing your children that you don't really give a damn about them. I say, I don't care what you do, right? It's your children you're going to be that you're going to be held accountable to and for. But the fact that you're lying to me, and then you somehow you think by saying this, like, I'm going to get like anger. I don't get angry at that shit, Pamela. Why? We're not in a relationship. I don't get hurt by it. But the narcissistic personality trait and type, that's what they do. The people that care for them, that try to help them, that's not they want. Because particularly with me, I keep telling her, I say, I would never be that guy. I'm not going to co-sign your bullshit. right? I'm not going to give you that dose of narcissistic supply, that daily dose of narcissistic supply. It's not going to happen. It will never happen. It has never happened. It will never happen. Then she's like, well, I'm this and I'm that. I said, Pamela, I said, I don't want to hear it. I said, I've heard it how many years? I've heard it for how long now? When I'm going through my issues and I just try to talk to you about it, and you tell me that you don't want to hear it, that it's my issues, and I got to deal with it. You tell me all the time, that's your issues, buddy. You got to deal with that shit, not me. I don't want to hear it. I said, but I've listened to you, I've listened to you, I've listened to you, I've listened to you. And instead of you taking good advice, you go do whatever you want to do. I said, the whole highway, my way or the highway shit, that shit don't work. I'm not a child. Okay? Well, this is my territory. I'm like, my turf. And I'm like, I tell her, I said, you better take that masculine shit to somebody else. Not with me. Okay? I'm not in a fucking gang. You know what I'm saying? But it's your turf. Say it's my home. You've been telling me that shit all the time. I know it's your house. I know all of that. But guess what? When I'm buying shit for your house, every month, I'm buying shit, you know what I'm saying? On just household stuff. $100 and something on just household stuff, cleaning products for your house. Right? I know it's your house. I don't treat it like it's my house. Right? And I told her, I said, look, the type of men that they're going to put in front of you they're not going to care about you. They're not going to care about you because you will still go on a date, what have you. You still go whatever, and talk about your legs and your back, all that shit hurting you, and I still give you a massage. And that right there should tell you that it does. I don't really care, but I care. I still cared about you enough to give you a massage. Right? I still cared about you enough to give you a massage, even after all that you've done, all of that shit. I still do, but not anymore. Not anymore. And again, lying to me. Lying to me. If you had a date or what have you, just say you got a date. I don't really give a shit. Right? But don't talk about, you're going to get a massage and you come home late. And then all of a sudden today you're talking about, my shoulders hurt, I'm this and that, I'm frustrated, this and that. I'm like, listen, why? Because you went on a date and what? Or you get your back blown out and what? You didn't get a massage. I mean, that's on you. I can tell you, I said, those are the choices that you make, right? I understand you're being manipulated, but you don't even want to listen to what I'm telling. And I've been trying to tell you this shit for years. I've been trying to tell you this shit for years, and you refuse to listen because you rather listen to everybody else except for me. Okay? And then you had the nerve to tell me I'm nothing? Like, really? Wow, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm nothing. I gotta laugh because, she is the classical Negropean female in terms of their mindset. The fact that she got a job, right? It reminds you, right? When I was going to college for my computer engineering degree, I compromised with her. I didn't have to. And she shitted on me. 2 days out of the week, I asked her to come home by 6:30. 2 days out of the week. You tell me that I'm doing you this huge favor, and then I got to get up in the morning, come all the way down, take the bus all the way down here early in the morning to get the kids ready, wake them up, right? You know what I'm saying? Make them breakfast, iron their clothes, right? Wake you up. And you should have gotten out of bed to get into school on time, but you decided to lay in bed. So when I go pick up my daughter and the teacher's telling me, Dad, Alyssa got to school at 10 o'clock today. Dad, Alyssa got to school at 9:30. Dad, I saw some strange person walking your daughter to school, and it's Ethan. Right? Because instead of her getting to take Alyssa to school, she would keep Ethan home so that he could take Alyssa to school. She's all about herself. And that's why I said, I don't, like I told her, I said, fine, whatever, fine. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Get my shit and go because you don't need me, because I don't want to help you. No, I do help you. You got to learn how to co-parent. I laugh at that shit. Co-parent. co-parent, right? No, I said no. You don't want a co-parent. You want a slave. You want a servant. That's who you want. That's who you want. That's not going to happen. That will never happen. You don't know how to co-parent. You don't know how to compromise. You don't know how to be a supporting significant other in the relationship. You don't. But you want everybody else to support you in what it is that you're doing, right? And I have supported you. I've supported you when you went to college to get your nursing degree, and you shitted on me. As soon as you got your degree, you thought you was all. You just switched up. Oh, I don't want to be responsible anymore. You know, it is what it is. You know, you ass out. That's how relationships are. That's what she said to me. Right? You know what I'm saying? And then she like, oh, you always bring up the past. No, you always bring up the fucking past. I bring up the past to let you, when you bring up the past, I bring up the past to let you understand and know what you said to me, what you did to me. All right? So because you don't want to hear it, you tell me, every time you come in here, I tell you, Pamela, look, I just cleaned, I just mopped, and you know, this is my house, and you can't tell me what to do. And blah, blah. Okay. I said, okay, I'm not going to clean anymore. Fine, don't clean. As a matter of fact, you're absolutely right, don't clean. There you go. Right? Oh, I don't need your help. You know, I can do it. I'll figure it out. You know how many times she said that shit to me? And I said, okay, fine, you figure it out. Right? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I said, I knew this was going to happen. I told you this. I told you this. Why? Because women like you always end up in this predicament. Because y'all don't see that y'all conditioning, right? How y'all are being manipulated, how y'all are being used, you know. But because you got a job, I said, I used to work too. Okay, you don't never hear me telling you that I owe you nothing because I make more money than you. I never said anything. I don't say stuff like that. I don't feel like I'm better than you. Ain't like the bus driver said to me, oh, you think you... I said, no, my brother, I'm not better than you. You're no better than me. You might be a better bus driver than me because, you know, that's your job, right? But, you know, that's what I had to say. I said, you know, that's the European mindset. And I want the people on the bus, particularly the Sambos and the Sambinas and the Europeans who target me, to understand and know. And I had to bring up Malcolm X. I said, yeah, Malcolm X warned us about people like you. We got to get back to understanding who we are. But first you need to understand that we have been psychologically manipulated, right? Through psychological operations, cognitive warfare, as well as the use of the electromagnetic spectrum, the weaponized version of microwave and radio wave frequencies to manipulate our minds. They want to implant every single one of us. And they are going to create and manipulate us to create situations where their plan, their agenda will be implemented. You know, we are too stupid to understand that. Right? And the reason why we're too stupid, because we've been made stupid and dumb. Right? That's it. You know, like the young lady on the bus today. You know, no damn common sense. Right? She's trying to squeeze in front to get in. I said, okay, when the bus gets to the bus stop, I'm going to get off the bus and allow you to pass. Nigga, you better move. And see, there you go. This is their mindset. This is how they're being conditioned. And the bus driver was like, well, that was me, I slapped her. Listen, I don't hit women. I don't do that. And like I told her, I said at the Pam, I said, listen, you're going, you whenever I said, she was like, oh, that's abusive. Why? Because I'm calling you out on your bullshit? That's abusive? I'm not calling you out your name. I'm not calling you the C word, the B word, nothing like that. I am just stating to you what you are doing. I'm just stating to you that after you go on vacation with the kids and you come back and I clean your entire apartment, top to bottom, including your bedroom, and you come and then a week later, not even a week, a few days later, you just throw all the shit that out of your suitcase on the floor. And the shit on the floor. And I can't say anything about it. After I spent an entire week cleaning your apartment? Hey, come on, man. Like that's bullshit. I will never, ever do that shit again.
Wait, il est là, whatever.
Okay.